Let me let you in on a little secret. Being the smartest person in the room doesn't guarantee success. That's right. That valedictorian who memorized every Shakespearean sonnet, she or he may be still stuck contemplating whether to be or not to be. Meanwhile, that C student that sat in the back row, that they're basically launching their third business. Why? Because life rewards action, not intelligence. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. How many people do you know that maybe even didn't go to college, yet they're successful entrepreneurs? The reality of action versus intelligence is really crazy. I know that this is tough to wrap your brain around. And I also found this surprising, that research shows that high IQ individuals and having high IQ is not strongly correlated with success. So how about that? So those of you out there that you feel like you have a low IQ, there's promise. In fact, one study found that people with average IQs around 100, they outperform those with higher IQs, those that have IQs above 120. And they especially outperform in areas of leadership roles and entrepreneurial ventures by over 20%. So that's really interesting and really exciting all at the same time. I was never the smartest person in the room. I wasn't, the dumbest either, but I feel good about that statistic because I see so many people doing so well that don't consider themselves smart. And what's the key difference here? Those average folks acted on their ideas instead of overanalyzing them. I've been there. I overanalyzed things for years, and to the point that I killed many dreams and goals that I had. So I totally get this. And there are some people that they just took a chance. They took the risk. They weren't, meshing in their brain if this was going to be a good idea or a bad idea. They just went for it. They weren't waiting for that perfect moment or the perfect plan. They just got started. So I think a lot of us have paralysis by analysis, and it's really the enemy of our progress. I've experienced this several times in my life, and that's one thing I don't like about myself. So have you ever spent hours, just maybe even, it could be something as small as crafting a perfect email, only to never hit send, or to record a YouTube video to never hit publish and always keep it private? Don't worry, we've all been there. I've learned a lot with this journey with YouTube as well, and it's really helped significantly. So you might want to give it a try if you're interested in doing that. But psychologists call this paralysis by analysis, and it's a real productivity killer. A Harvard Business Review article pointed out that overthinking leads to missed opportunities 70% of the time, because we're too focused on avoiding mistakes rather than embracing action. I know there's so many things that I didn't move forward with because I basically was overthinking them. And I got to a point that I felt like I was driving myself crazy. Everything from financial decisions of investments to maybe taking on a new role at work, just crushing my dreams by overthinking. So I've been there with all of you that really struggle with that. But there is hope. Taking action is the ultimate superpower. So here's the thing. Action creates momentum. And when you act, even if it's imperfect, even if you suck, even if you fail, you're learning. You're learning most about adaptability, and it really helps you grow. It's the ultimate hack for overcoming that fear and that self-doubt, and it also helps you to get some thick skin as well. So people who take immediate action on their goals, they're 42% more likely to achieve them. I'll take that. So if you set forth on a goal, you start taking action, you have a 50-50 shot. I'd rather take a 50-50 shot than a 0% shot of not starting at all. So this was all according to a study from the Dominican University of California. So if you feel like you don't know what the hell you are doing, just go for it anyway. Who cares? Elon Musk, he didn't wait until he had all the answers to SpaceX. I mean, he's doing all kinds of things. He's just taking chances oftentimes. But he figured out how things went. And I think we can all admit that it worked out pretty well for him by just taking some action. So you might sit back and think, well, how can I change my mindset to move from thinking to doing and actually making things happen? So are you motivated by hearing all of these statistics, but you're still feeling stuck? You're like, great, Jen, this is all great. I get it, but I'm still stuck. So here are 3 quick tips to keep you moving and to get you the kick in the pants that you need. You're gonna wanna start small, just like anything else. I think every goal, every direction of progress starts with a tiny and baby step. Set a timer maybe for 5 minutes to work on your idea. That's it. That might be all it takes just to get that action flowing. It doesn't have to be grand. It just has to happen. And a second tip is to embrace the failure. I know this is tough. This isn't an easy one. Many of us sit back and say, oh, great, I'm failing. Like, how do I embrace that? Like, how do you make that into a positive? But remember, failure is just feedback. I think we've just been into this world that everyone's looking for perfection and comparing against everyone, but everyone's failing. They just don't want to admit to it, especially on social media. So if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. You're not taking enough risks. So that can be a clue or a cue that you need to start doing something. And the third tip is celebrate your progress. So every step, no matter how small, it's worth celebrating. Progress fuels motivation. And sure, intelligence is a gift. And I think we all would love it. And it's great to have both, right? But action is the multiplier. The world is full of brilliant minds who never reached their potential because they waited too long to act. I know a lot of people that were not successful and were super smart, and it was crippling to them. It really was. It was crippling their success. And if you are that person that believes you waited too long, look at all the years that you have left instead of looking all the years that you wasted. You're never getting that time back. So stop focusing there. Stop ruminating about it. But think about all the years you have left. Even if you're 50, 60, 70, there may be a lot of time left for you. So don't die until it's your time. Keep on going. And don't be that person. Instead of planning your next move to perfection, just take the leap. Who knows? You might stumble into success. And trust me, it's a lot more fun than spending time overthinking. I think that overthinking scenario, it makes a lot of people depressed, a lot of people anxious, and a lot of people unhappy. So now go out there and do something. Share this video with someone that needs that royal kick in the pants to get started. And if you found this content valuable, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next video.